Victor. I'm here with a new tutorial, and this time I'm going to paint the second Realmgate that I have, and I will paint it like if it's in the realm of fire. So I will paint it in a reddish color, and I will do this like flames or flamish gate. So everything quite red. I will use a little bit of what you call this bone color to do other parts. But we will start doing the base. So as you can see, it's Primer Black, and the next step I will do is I will do dry brush with corn red. So I'm going to dry brush all over the gate. We're going to use corn red or any. Start with a little bit dark red to start, and then from there we are going to go. So I will take quite a big brush, okay, and yeah, here I don't have too much to explain. We take paint, we remove most of the paint, okay, and then we start dry brushing, okay, and we are going to do this until we have a nice reddish tone. So I'm going to see, I'm going quite heavy, not because we want really to have the red. So this terrain have a very nice texture, and I think it will catch. You will have a very you dry brush works perfectly. You also can do it on the fire, but to be fair, on the fire I don't care at this moment, because on fire I will not do dry brush. I will go in a different way. So we take a little bit more again. And here at the fire, I'm still thinking what is going to be the hot spot. If the hot spot are going to be these things here, so the opposite that normally we do on fire, so the middle hot spot, and then going less hot at the borders, because maybe the hot spot here is the middle of the gate. So still thinking how I will paint where I will put the hot spot, but the technique is going to be the same anyway. So let's start first with the dry brush. This is we always, if you have to apply dry brush, it always have to be for me the first technique to apply. Okay. Okay, so I will do that. I will apply dry brush on the gate, all over the gate, and yeah, as you can see, I go quite heavy. I want to have quite a nice reddish tone now. Okay. So I will do that on both sides, and I come back once this is done. So this is how it looks like once we have applied the corn red dry brush. And now we are going to do a second dry brush using Evil Sun's Scarlet. So this is a little bit orangey, and we have to be careful when we apply this one. Okay. Again, same technique. Dry brush. So let me show you here. So you will see that this will give more lively reddish tone. Okay. Be careful with this one. Do it less strong than the previous one, but this will give more. Will make it more lively. Let me see if I can show you this on camera. The runes, we are going to make them glow later on, so it's not. As you can see, don't forget this, although inside we are going to do it for the orange data. Okay, so a little bit more, and I will do the other parts of camera. I don't know if camera can capture the touch that Scarlett, Evil Sun's Scarlett is doing, but it's really visible. So okay, so I will do that and I come back when I have done that. So this how looks like after applying the second dry brush with the Scarlet, Evil Sun Scarlet. And now I'm going to apply Flat One Flash on some of the details. We are going to do the schools and we are going to do other details, and we are going to do as well a dry brush. But I will go for more type of localized dry brush, not as we go for a smaller brush. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to focus first on these details here. Okay, we are going to pop up these things. Okay, and you can see okay. We try to be as precise as possible here. And we are going to do as well, I will do the schools. Okay. And I will pick as well here from the base. For example, this thing here. This all will go quite heavy. I will leave it. So it's just to add some additional details and some. Okay. So I will do all these details with the Flat One Flash, and once this is done I will come back. So it's more or less doing the same on all the things. For example, this is cool here. I will as well I'll do the same. The schools here. Okay, so I will do that and I come back once this is done. So this is how it's looking like now that we have done the dry brush with Flat One Flash. And I'm going to do a second dry brush with a lighter color. So I'm going to use now a Screaming School. This will give a lighter color, and I will go softer with this color. So again, we take a little bit, and we try to make it just focus on the area where we want to do the dry brush. So I go with Screaming School and just adding a little bit more. I like that it's looking mixed and the colorate. It looks like it's old, and looks like really old thing where the paint is getting off, and there is some, yeah, it's so just a very soft dry brush. with the screaming skull. Okay. Here I will go a little bit more heavy. Later on we are going to do a little bit of cleanup on all these dry brushes. But on the rain I think is where you can really make more use of dry brush. I think when you're doing the rain you can really make a good use. You see here it will work. I'm going to do this here and the scrolls. Okay, so I do that and I come back when this is done. So once the dry brush with the screen school is done, and you see this how it looks like from one side. On the other side I just did two schools and a little bit here with the one flake, and then we have here on the base the decorations. And so now what we are going to work, I'm going to use Yokairo orange. This is a base color for orange, and I'm going to paint what these things, the gate itself. So this is going to give the orange tone, and we are going to apply this Yokairo orange on all these things. So I apply Yokairo orange first because it's have a very good coverage and will give a very nice base to work later on with the other oranges. So we apply here Yokairo. Let's see here, I really think down. More likely we will need 2 layers of Yokairo orange. So I will do that, these 2 layers, and I come back once this is done. So the previous layer of orange have been applied, Yokairo orange, and now this is quite a pastel orange. I'm going to apply a layer of 12 layer orange. This will give more reddish orange, more a vibrant orange, and from there we are going to start building up this type of, I would not say it's not really fire, it's more like a orange type of a liquid, something like that. I don't know how to call it, this thing, to be fair. So I'm going to apply the 5th layer, and most likely we will need 2 layers because this color have quite some difficulties to it's really very transparent, so we are going to apply 2 layers to be sure that I have quite a nice and vibrant orange. So I'm going to do that. Okay, and once this is done, I will be back. So after applying 2 layers of 12 layer orange, okay, and looks much yellowish on camera than is really here. Here it looks quite orange. I think the camera it's showing much orange, much yellow thing. So I will apply now a layer of Fire Dragon Bright. We are going to apply it leaving the base or the part that is in contact with the wall darker with the previous color. So what we are going to do, take it advantage that also this color is quite transparent. We are going to apply it like that. Okay. We are going to apply it in all, especially on these things, and we are going to keep the middle of the gate lighter, keeping the parts that are next to the stone darker. Okay, so we are going to do okay, and I will do this all over the door, and here in the middle we are going to apply it we are going to keep the middle really on this orange. So I'm going to apply this orange really on all this part, and I will keep the part that is dripping out darker in that case. And keep some, but I want to keep this darker. Okay, and I see the camera is really changing the orange into yellow. I don't know why. I need to check why the camera is changing the color so much. But I will do that. Okay, you can see that I'm just leaving darker on next to the okay, I will do that and I come back once this is done. So once I have applied the previous orange, now I'm going to apply Arial yellow. Okay, and we're going to apply it in the middle, so let me move the camera a little bit. Like that. So I'm going to apply Arial yellow, and we are going to focus this on the more centric parts of the flames. Okay, and here we need it so you will see that maybe in the camera is, I don't know why it's messing up with the orange and yellows, but here I can tell you it's very different, this middle part from the rest. Okay, so I'm going to apply this in the middle. And what I will do to make the transition softer, because maybe the camera looks soft, but I can tell you it's not soft here. I will go back with a Fire Dragon Bright and go over the yellow a little bit. So in order that we have softer transitions. Okay, so I will do that here, for example. And apologies if the camera is not taking, it's not showing well the work. I really don't understand why it's showing everything yellow. But what I'm doing is, this part is yellow and this part is orange, and this part next to the stones is almost deep orange, so the yellow is only really on the middle of this type of liquid, and also all these type of things that we see there. Okay. So I'm going to keep applying this yellow and trying to soften the transition as much as I can. And yeah, and I will come back once this is done. Maybe I will make a picture to show you how it's looking like. Let me see if I zoom in, you can see better. No, the camera is messing up, but here is a little bit more what I try to show. Sorry for that. So this is how it looks like now. And the next step I will do, I will apply Flash Gith Yellow, and we are going to keep applying this on the most extreme or most centric parts. Okay, so we are going to take, we'll need a very big brush for that, and we are going to keep applying this on this part here. We are going to apply it in a way that we just point part of it, not all of it, so, and we leave some of the previous yellow, so something like that. Okay, and just to give the most brightest part in the middle of this type of gate. Okay, so this have more the appearance of like a liquid type of thing than actual flames. So this is why I prefer to do it in that way. But over here we can apply. Okay. I will go here. So this is quite interesting miniature to piece of terrain to paint. I think it's, yeah, it's something different to do, and from time to time I think I like to do this type of pieces or type of miniatures, I would say, or terrain, to break a little bit and to do something faster, easier, where you don't need to require, it's not required as I would say you need some technique, but does not require to as much concentration on maybe to doing some non-metallic metal or something like that. So here you can go a little bit rough, and especially the dry brush, it's something easy and fast to do and does not require too much concentration. So I will keep doing that. We will do this on, I will do this on camera. I will not do it on the bottom part. The bottom part I will leave it darker out of the gate. The only thing we can do here on the bottom part is we can pinpoint just some of these things, right? So just put, let's do some of them. Okay. Just to make this more interesting. Once this is done, I'm going to do the final touch, and the final touch is you have to apply very little of that, and if I'm going to use Dorn Yellow. So this is very bright, so I keep Flash Gith Yellow because maybe I will need to make it lighter, but you see, we'll just apply this very little and just on the most, this just go on the tips of this type of things, just if it's to show you that there was something right there. Okay. the previous color was still a little bit fresh, so what helps to mix it and to make it less brighter, less bright I wanted to say. So yeah, we just apply this on some of the tips and some of this type of things. Not too much. I just really want to keep it. I don't want to go too much on this color, to be fair. So as you can see, it's already mixed with the previous color, what is good. Okay, so I will do this and I will do something like that. Take the previous color and then we soften. So it's quite, as you can see, I like to really blend directly on the miniature. Can add some, enhance a little bit the texture. Okay, I will take more darker yellow here. I went to light. If that happens and you go to light, go back to ideal yellow. Take it and you just cover. Okay. You can apply here more rough techniques, I will say, in a way. Okay. So as you can see, I'm almost not cleaning the brush between color and color. But this is what you want to do. So now when we are in that stage, I think the flames are just looking good. And just let me wash and close the colors. And we are going to start working, I will start working on the runes here. Okay, we are going to make these runes glowing. And for that I'm going to do some, it's the same technique that I have used recently on the tower. If you have seen my video. So I will take quite a brush this damage and I will start applying the Dragon's Layer Orange. So we are going to apply this around the runes. Okay, so what we are going to do is I take it and we try to do like the brush, and it's important that we don't leave shades around the rune. So we apply, this is a little bit too light, so I think I will start with Wild Rider Red. Yeah, we'll start with, because this is a little bit too bright to start. So it's better to start with the smaller steps. So let's start first with Wild Rider Red, and from there we are going to start going going brighter. So as you can see, I first apply around the rune. Okay, this is quite rough. I want to really to do all around the rune. I want to be sure that all here is orange. This is why I'm not using dry brush at this moment. Okay, we want to ensure that the middle is really light. It's really so far I'm just pointing. And see, let me move a little bit the camera. Okay. As I say, here I'm going to go for a type of glowing, quite not, I will not dedicate to its will go quite rough, to say it in a way, but in a way that looks nice at the end. Okay, so I'm going to apply here as well. Okay, but for me what is important in the beginning is that we don't leave any black spot around the rune that we want to highlight or we want to glow. Okay, it's important that we really cover the runes. Okay, and now is when we do the dry brush. I take from here and we start doing it's quite rough. I did not dry too much. Okay. Then the rest. You can see now I'm doing more dry brush in these middle parts. Okay. Next step now is when we're going to use the previous. This is almost red, though it's called white. Rider red is more, for me it's more orange than red. I will change to a different brush because I don't like how this brush is working. But I will take again a bad brush and I will go with the previous color, 12th layer. Okay, now I realize that I miss some, there's no problem. First I will correct some points I forgot here. And because the previous color is still fresh, we are going to apply, have to be careful not to do this. Okay, we are going to apply this in the middle of the rune. Okay, more closer. We take advantage that the previous color is red and on top this color is quite transparent. Okay. I'm going to put quite orange there. You can see I'm applying quite a lot. Want to be sure that the middle is brighter around the rune, is brighter than when we go out of the rune. Okay. But this is quite, I'm not being precise, I'm just applying all around the rune. Okay. We'll take now smaller brush, more precise, and I will clean up, I will do the parts that I didn't cover well in the previous layer. So I want to avoid to have any type of black or dark color. Okay, next step, I take fire layer orange, okay, and now we are going to go with more precision on top of the runes. So let's start with this one. Now we want to be precise. And again, here I'm trying to show a technique to do it this fast. Trying to use in this piece of terrain techniques that are quite fast, not too demanding, but they give quite a nice result at the end. There, I need to just this color will combine very well with these firing rooms will combine very well with the fire, of course, of the I have to be more careful because the paint is really very fresh. And this can happen, what happened there. I think the fighting rooms will help to enhance the appearance of magical. Okay, and now I'm going to use ideal yellow, okay, on the same rooms. One tweak to make glowing is always if the surrounding is darker, it's going to make the effect. Here I will, if the surrounding is darker, will help a lot. So what I do with the to enhance the glowing. So it's always important to choose well the background that you want to use when you're doing glowing. And as you can see, here I applied too much yellow, so I try to eliminate a little bit. But what we want to do is, especially in the middle of the room, we apply yellow, and then with the orange I try to soften the yellow a little bit. We want to give this, we want to enhance the glow looking. For example, on the A we can apply it more on the middle and diffuse it when we go to the outside, as well on this thing here. Then we go with the orange and we just mix it So you want to create the middle of the room lighter, then with the orange and just mixing up. Okay, here for example on this type of wheel we can put it a lot in the middle. Well here, okay. We apply a little middle and then we and this is if you don't do that, if you're doing a small detail, this will clog the detail. Okay, here I'm really start to apply too much paint on these runes. You should wait to dry maybe. Doing is removing a little bit of the excess of paint that I put there. No. Okay. So we wait until this dry before doing any other thing, because if not we're going to put too much paint. But you see that the glowing is almost there. So the glowing is looking quite nice. So but I will wait now that this dries before doing any further step. So I think will look good. I just wanted I wanted to do like a fast job. The one thing that I want to do now is I will take like a very dark red. Can use, yeah, I will take more than red. I think it's better to use brown. Okay, and what I'm going to do with brown, I will take what I'm going to use with the brown is I'm going to clean up to have even better definition here. So I go, especially this area where I have applied too much white went out, and we just apply it there. This will kill some of the, and will increase even more. I'm using a bad brush because I'm using not really dry brush but almost. I remove some of the paint and I try to go, and on top I'm stabbing a little bit with the brush, so it's better not to use a very good brush for that. Okay, but you can see it's improving, and be careful not to dirty. It's improving the definition of the battle here we have of skeletons against humans. Okay. The little intention here is to eliminate this white that was out of place after the dry brush. see that it's looking, the definition is looking better. Then here on the comet, I will apply it here, and then on the lens. You can leave a little bit of the white out. It's not bad, but I think it's good if you do a little bit of cleanup as well. Okay, something like that. Much better. We are going to do the glowing eyes. I was forgetting about that. And to do the glowing eyes is almost the same technique that we have done for the glowing runes. Okay. We apply on the eyeball first. This is Wild Rider Red. We are going to use exactly the same color, so we start with Wild Rider Red. You can paint a little bit out of the eye, not too much, just a little bit. I don't want to. Okay. Now I'm going to use Flawless Layer Orange. See how it's looking like on the other side now. Okay, and we're going to apply. Okay, we need to be more in the center. Okay. We are going to use now Fire Dragon Bright. These are this type of miniatures or models. The pieces of terrains are ideal to test techniques. Okay. And finally, I'm going to apply ideal yellow. Okay, here you have the glowing eyes. Okay. And the last detail I want to do on this thing is I'm going to apply a little bit of gold, not too much. So I'm going to use Retributor Armor and just on some of the decorations of the column of the columns, so I will not use too much in that case. You can skip this step if you want. So I'm going to apply this on these triangles. So I will do that and I come back once it is done, because here there is not much to explain. So the gold is done here on the other side. Now one thing I want to do is, we have some schools that I did not paint well when I was doing the dry brush here, as well some on the bottom. So I'm using flayed one flash. I'm not using Swimming School this time, I'm using flayed one flash. I want to give more reddish tonality. And we are going to paint them, not really dry brush, but close to dry brush. I will take simple something like that. Okay. I will go very soft. Okay. At the end you need to pick some of the details. Here the same. Especially it's important to be soft at the front to keep the A socket. I'm going to apply a little more on the teeth here, so let me go for a small brush now. Can use the brush, this brush is quite worn out. We go very soft and gently. With the teeth. We can also do a little bit more here. I want to give a very rough finishing. This is why I prefer to use dry brush in that case. Because I really want to give this. Here I make a small mistake. Okay, we will correct this like that. I will not add more here. Here I will add a little bit more as well. The teeth. Okay, and I remember I forgot one skull there. Another one there. Okay. One thing that we can do on for example on this thing, we can play a little bit of washes to help on the resolution. I'm going to use Aglac Air Shade in that case. Will give a very strong contrast. Okay. This will help to increase, but I will use it just here. Don't worry if it's shiny in the beginning, this will dry, will be matte. We'll apply it on the skulls, and especially here because I want really the space between the skulls to eliminate this white glow. Okay, I will not use it here. Okay. But I will use it on the skulls. This will give a very strong contours on the skulls and give this sensation of dirtiness that I think it's working well on this. Here where we did a small mistake, we can put a little bit of that and this will help to increase the resolution, and indeed we can put it on example here. Will help to have nice looking. And the one here, I think the one here looks good. So just in case, the thing I can do, for example here, where we have this type, we can touch them. Okay, and now you see the glowing is looking good. So I think more or less we are almost done. Just last touch on the gold. I will use Legland Flash Shade to give more a reddish finishing on the gold, more than brown finishing. So be careful how we hold this. We have. So we are going to apply this on the gold, and we'll give a nice reddish shade on the gold. It will work very well with the rest of the color we choose. Okay, and I was thinking I will do another one step. This one I did not apply the other shade white because I wanted to look more like fading, and here as we did the touch with the Reno's height, I don't think on this. So here I will not do any other thing. This part, and here we just applied the Reno's height before. So last thing I want to do, because I think on the flames I want to give an extra touch. I will use blood letter. Let me see if I find it. Here it is. So this is a glaze, and I will apply this glaze on the flames, but just on the darker part of the flames. So let me show. So I take this and I apply it there. Okay. can apply it, for example, here as well. I will apply it at the bottom of these ones. Now what I'm doing is just softening where I could have put too much, remove it, or just force it to go to the small sockets we have. Okay. And apply here a little bit as well. And once we have applied that, we wait until everything dries before doing any other thing. More likely we will need to do a little bit of cleanup, but most of the work is done. We need to go back to the runes and add some one. With a little bit of the excess and help to diffuse. Okay, I wait until this dries, all these layers dries, and I come back to show you how it's looking like and how the final result will be. Once everything is dry, this is how it looks like. So here we have the flames, or the gate, or I don't know how to call it. Looks more yellow in the camera than in real life. Here we have the glowing ace, the tail on the top, and here we have the runes and the other side. So another fast project. I will not do anything else. I think the runes look quite decent. They're glowing. You can do softer if you wet blend a little bit more transitions, but I think for the purpose of what I was doing here, it's good enough. So here we have another look to the, and I think the touch of gold is also looking good, and this whole looks like the things on the base. Okay, so yeah, that's all for now. Another tutorial, fast one to show terrain. I think I did very little on terrain, so I think was good to do something on terrain pieces. And yeah, here we finalize this tutorial. Leave the comments below, let me know what do you think. Yeah, subscribe if you don't subscribe it, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.